Okay, so for lick number one, we're coming in on the 10th count, 12/8 slow blues here, key of A. And so there's count in, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then on the 10, 11, 12 count, we're going to play this like Chuck Berry move at the beginning. So we're just slightly bending that 7th fret of our G string on the 10th count and bar your first finger on the 5th fret of the B and the high E string. Strike that on 11th and 12th count. And then the band comes in right when we slide from 8 to 10. That's a grace slide. And then we're going to vibrato that note. Let it hang and sustain that. This is our root note here, 10th fret of the B string, and let it ring out. And then on the next 10, 11, 12, this bar, we're going to play this little phrase. So this is in the second position minor pentatonic scale. 10, 8, 10. And then on the next bar, this is when the 4 chord happens. We're going to bend up that 10th fret, but just kind of gradually bend it up to the 12th fret sound, 2-step bend. Cut it off, and then do this lick next. Very Albert King influence lick right there. So this is taking place with the first position minor pentatonic scale, and then moving in to the second position minor pentatonic scale. Easy lick to do if you want to go from position 1 to position 2 minor pentatonic boxes. Pretty basic, pretty easy, but you know, if you want to get from minor pentatonic box 1 to box 2, you just play this lick, slide from 8th fret on the B string to 10th fret on the B string. And you got to know that that's your root right here, 10th fret on the B string. Okay, so that is it for lick number one. Okay, lick two sounds like this. Okay, so for lick number two, we're coming back to the 1 chord. This is a quick change 12-bar blues. And so now we're back to the 1 chord, the A chord. We're going to rest for the first 3 counts, and then we're going to play this little phrase. Straight down the minor pentatonic scale. It's a very basic lick, but it sounds great over a slow blues just to go straight down that scale. And then I'm going to vibrato that 7th fret here. That's our root note, our A note on the D string. Now I'm going to rest, and on the next bar, rest again for 3 counts. And then on the 4th count, I'm going to play this phrase. So that Chuck Berry move again, barring your first finger on the B and high E string. Now bend up 7th fret here on the G string slightly. Pull it down. All within this first position minor pentatonic scale. Then slide in from 5 to 7. And that's another grace slide that we're using here. So that little lick right there is not that difficult, and we're just playing directly on the 8th note count. This is 12/8 slow blues, so you count that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And a lot of times it sounds great just to play licks with that rhythm. 1. In this instance, we rested for the first 3 counts, so you'd have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Next bar. So some laid back blues licks, slow blues stuff like this can sound great just following that rhythm pattern. just add some vibrato, a few blues nuances, and it sounds like something that would sound good playing over slow blues. It's not terribly difficult. So also take note of that when I play the end of that phrase, 5 to 7, that seventh fret right here on the G string, that's a D note. So that's happening when the D7 chord happens. So pretty easy concept. When the 4 chord, in this case it's a D7 chord, happens, play that D note. Pretty basic concept, but sounds great when you're playing slow blues. If you're confused of what notes to end on when you're playing these licks in the minor pentatonic scales. Okay, so that is it for lick 2.